Everybody, welcome back.
I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Chris.
And welcome to our story. What do we have for them today?
Well, we got a good one for you today. So this one is about DIY don'ts.
Yes.
And we have definitely lived those. We have done it all.
Yes.
Lived through our experience.
We have.
Listened to our mistakes and
Yes.
go a different direction, okay?
Yes.
So this story is going to revolve around when we were working on our, what was it, our...
It's our first, it was our first a rental property. It was a duplex. Yeah.
So it was our first rental property. We were super excited.
Yes.
We had the DIY HGTV bug.
Yes, and because we watch HGTV every night, and we just were like, we can do it. If they can do it, we can do it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we thought we were going to get in there. We're going to pull everything back, knock it back to the studs, do all these fantastic things.
Yes.
But luckily, one of us had the foresight that we're going to start small, just to see if we can make this happen.
Yeah, that was true. That was your idea. Yeah. So the first thing Krishan said we could do is we could take all the doors, the interior doors, right, off the hinges, and we could paint those because there was some like wood. What would you call it?
Oh man, it was awful. It was like
a wooden.
It was like a throwback to 1985. It was a cheap compressed wood door.
It was bad.
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was bad. It definitely needed a new paint job. If not, just throw an out bag and set on fire.
So Krishan's first idea was, he was like, let's just paint the doors white, and that would bring a fresh look to the house. And I was definitely on board with that because I was tired of looking at them.
Unfortunately, she is mistaken. I did not want to paint the doors white.
No?
I wanted to paint them this awful tan brown color.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I forgot. It's been so long ago.
And when we were at Lowe's, we saw this little small spank, this little small.
It was like swatches, right? Like little swatches.
The little sample.
They had hundreds of thousands of them.
And we thought this color was amazing.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you, don't be fooled by that.
Yeah.
If you're going to paint, get a sample.
Yeah.
Take it home, paint a large area so you can get a full effect of what this color is going to do.
Right.
Because that looked good on that 1 by 1 inch piece of paper. But when we put it on that huge door, totally different.
It was crazy.
So we went in there. I pulled all the doors off, set them out in the backyard, and I started taping off the frames for all the doors.
Oh my goodness. And that took forever because the difference is with Krishan's personality, he's very methodical and specific and detailed. And so I think it might have took him all day to tape off those doors. And I was like, come on, hurry up. Let's go. You know, like, this is taking forever.
But see, that's the army in me. I learned early on in my career that if you have to do something, you'll spend twice as much time when you have to redo it. So yeah, I pulled off all the doors. I taped everything down. I didn't know at the time that you can use a straight edge and save yourself 3 days.
Oh my God.
But I ended up taking them all down. I painted them all. I put it up there. We were using a little brush method, but we were also trying to be budget conscious. We were watching the bottom line. And can I say, when we got this done,
it was a mess.
It was a disaster.
A hot mess.
Awful. It was a tragedy.
It was terrible too, because I was like, we just spent all of this time. I think it took a whole week to do this. And then when we got the doors back on the hinges, I was like, oh my goodness, like, this is awful.
Yeah, so we finally decided that we were going to throw the towel in. And luckily, we had done this before we had kind of done something bigger, and because we had some huge
dreams
plans
of grandeur.
Oh yeah,
is that what it
oh yeah. So I'm happy that we stopped here because we got so we ended up going out hiring a contractor.
Yes,
and he came in, and of course when he saw the door, he got a good chuckle. He was like, "Oh my God, who did this?" And I tell people all the time.
Yeah.
People always say, you want to hire out the big stuff, the plumbing, the electricity. The finishings, you might want to hire that out too.
Unless you just have experience, doing it.
Because that's the first thing that the renter or the new buyer is going to see is the quality of the finishes. And if you've, went outside and hacked it up with a hacksaw, they're like, I'm not buying this. Right. So he can't, but that guy came in there. He ripped back the carpets, put down hardwood floors, painted everything.
Yeah. And we did the bathroom too.
Yeah, we did the bathroom. Oh, that's another.
Story for
We'll tell that story in just a minute. So he came in, he ripped all that out, he did all the refinishes, and can I tell you, for the next 5 years, every time we show that duplex, everybody's like, "Wow, the paint job is amazing."
Yeah, they love it.
And for years to this day, all we have to do is hire a painter to come in and just do touch-up work because he did such a fabulous job.
Yeah.
And the money that we would have saved by painting it ourselves, we far exceeded that.
Oh yeah.
By having less turnover in the apartment, and it's been a selling point to say, "Hey, listen, this has been professionally renovated." So yeah, so that was definitely a DIY don't.
So let's do this. Let's go over with the viewers out there the lessons that we learned through that process.
Yes, the lessons that we learned is that these professionals, they're calling professionals for a reason.
Yes.
I mean, you're not paying for the labor. You're paying for the knowledge.
And wisdom and years of doing the same thing over and over again.
Exactly, because you're going to make 5 trips to Lowe's or 5 trips to Home Depot or what's the other show? Ace Hardware, trying to get it right.
Yeah.
When that craftsman, that professional is going to make 1 trip, get everything he needs, and he's going to finish the job out and have time. And another thing that I learned was know what your time is worth.
Right, I was just getting ready to say, all that time we spent, we could have been doing something else,
Absolutely.
right?
Because we spent an entire week doing an awful job. When we could have just paid that professional to do it one time and been doing something far more productive with that time.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I've learned over time is that, that you have to know what you would charge yourself an hour. And then calculate how many hours is it going to take you to do this job. And if they don't balance out right, outsource it.
Oh yeah, that's a really good idea. I hadn't really thought about it like that. So how does somebody decide how much their time is worth per hour? Is there like a formula to do that, or?
Well, what I do is I say, hey, listen, if someone came in and asked me to do what I do for them, how much would I charge them?
Okay.
What would be an acceptable amount for them and for me? And that's how I set my rate.
I see. And so should we all do that?
Yes, I would encourage you to do it. Know what you're worth. Know what you're worth, because people come to me all the time. It's like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And oftentimes, I don't want to take the time to do it because I'm super busy, but I love to go in and help people out, so I make that time.
Yeah.
And I also know how much time I need to dedicate to it, because they're like, hey, sit down and walk me through every single step. I'm like, hey, listen, that'll take months,
Oh yeah.
And that's very expensive, my time, because my big philosophy is this: I will never ask another man to dedicate the knowledge, skills, and abilities that he uses to provide for his family to get to me free. I think that's unfair. Now, if I'm always available to answer a question here or there, or to steer you in the right direction, but to ask me to take a skill that I use to feed my family and give it to you free, that may be a bridge too far.
And I wanted to say, we're definitely not alienating the people who are good with their hands, right? So maybe people who aren't professionals that are really good with their hands. And I think I saw a documentary just the other day. This lady had no experience and she built her own tiny home. So yeah, we're definitely not alienating you guys. For the people who are just really creative and talented and who can do those things, yeah, we encourage you to do that. We're just saying we thought we were those people, but we were not those people. So we thought that we would share this story because we thought it would be funny, and we'd also, we also just want to share with you that not everything we touch turns to gold either.
And honestly, this was a hard lesson learned, because like I said, we tried the same thing with the bathroom. We went out to the hardware store. We saw a little bitty swab of the counter material we wanted to use. Like, we can order it, put it in. And I learned then that I am not allowed to pick any colors. Because
he's not good with his hands either.
I outsourced that to this person right here. So
yes, I think I was at work one day and I came home and it was this like putrid green color on the walls, and I was like, what in the world? I was like, why didn't you call me before you made that decision? Really? And so we were kind of stuck with it, but it was fine. In the end, I think it even saved us some money because it was the paint the painter had on hand from a previous job. So I was okay with that when I found out that we were able to save a little bit of money, because honestly, those little bit of saving costs, they go a long way.
Oh, yeah. Because saving money is the way to her heart.
Yes. I'm a penny pincher, but he's penny pincher junior, so that's all right. Well, did you want to add anything else? Well, we're going to go ahead and close it up for today. We want to thank you so much for watching and supporting us. We just love what we do. We enjoy it so much. Remember to do something nice for someone today, and you can do it.
And that we're just ordinary people trying to do extraordinary things.
I love it.